and welcome to this new episode. First, let me actually drag this down here. I'm gonna remove that next time I record. I apologize, everybody. Um, let's just get straight into this episode. Sadly, I recorded this episode already. That's why you guys see me in Builder's Workshop instead of Spell Valley. But my really bad screen recorder. Let's go in here. Yup, no. Language, because this clan does have some language when some of the players do rage. It's kind of annoying, but I mean, I really don't care as long as it's not in a video. But I recorded this video, but my other screen recorder, sadly, the video was corrupted, so I'm using this screen recorder. That's why you see this, but it's gonna be gone by next time, hopefully. Let's just hope it works. Stop moving and giving the settings. Um, so let me show you the videos and explain what happened. So I was using these decks. Good thing that I'm recording this basically right, like around half an hour right after I recorded my video. These are the three decks that I'm using. This, the Giant Skeleton with the Skeleton Army, Mini P.E.K.K.A. Musketeer, Furnace, Archer, Zap, and Fire Spirits. The second one, where if you don't have the Giant Skeleton or Skeleton Army, you can replace them for the Wizard and the Giant. Or if you have one of them, you can replace them. But you can only replace the tanks with the tanks and the assisting troops with the assisting troops. Don't use both tanks or both assisting troops, because you basically have no tanks, which is not going to be really good, especially for this deck, because this deck, it's if you want to secure yourself like a 3-star, because this will get you 3 stars, people. It's a really good deck for that, especially since it's the Giant Skeleton is good against counterattacks. Um, the one with the Giant and the Wizard is a slow pace if you feel defensive. If you're defensive and you're not much about counter pushing, just and more like other lane pressuring, just use this deck, especially since the Furnace obviously helps as a defense. And I apologize if you guys are hearing any noise in the background, because my siblings are being really annoying. They're having a fight right now, so it's I don't know if I should be saying that, but they are having a fight. I would, yep, you guys probably heard that, but let's get to this one. This is mostly if you're fast paced, because yeah, and if you I'm basically going through this really quickly, because honestly, there's nothing much to explain, especially since I don't want to make this video long. If you don't have the poison spell, use a fireball. I did an attack about it. I did an attack with it, but you should have it. If you're in the spell arena, you should have it in like around a week. So yeah, you should wait. Basically, so yeah, that's really good. The combos with these decks is the Giant Skeleton with the Archers or Musketeer with the Fire Spirits, obviously from the Furnace, or just your own Fire Spirits. The Mini P.E.K.K.A. with the Fire Spirits. The Skeleton Army with the Giant Skeleton and Archers. Also, obviously, Fire Spirits only if you have the Furnace down. Don't waste your Fire Spirits on that push. The Giant and Wizard, obviously, the Mini P.E.K.K.A. Wizard and Giant, the Musketeer with the Giant, and the Fire Spirits, obviously, only if you have the Furnace, and the Fire Spirits if you use like 2 other cards. I wouldn't use it as a 4-card push, because you lose a lot of good value from it. But what I love about this deck is you you basically gain a lot of elixir value, and because mostly the Mini P.E.K.K.A. can do, depending on which level it is. I think at level 1 it does 400. Just it um you basically gain elixir value just by having it do get one shot off. Oh, free chest. Let's open this up. 63 gold, 3 knights, 5 goblins. Don't know how I feel about that. But let's get right into that with the 3 starting deck. Ignore these. I did this because I needed to keep the chest flow going. And these decks are really efficient for tournaments actually. But if you want a really good tournament deck, I would suggest this one. But I'm not gonna show you like the. Wait, can I show you tournament thingies, replays? Nope, no, I can't. And yes, this should be actually the first video, to be honest, of the day. So yeah, don't worry about it. There's gonna be a second video up later. So let's get into it. Watching this video, let's see what it gives us. And I found out that even with this screen recorder, nope. Okay, even with this screen recorder, I can't record in-game volume because of my phone, like the type it is. So I'm gonna have to like use something like the tablet or something else instead. Okay, so this was a huge mistake on his half. He gave me an advantage. He's not as skilled, so yeah, he basically gave it away by that. Used a rocket on the furnace, doing damage. Yeah, that's a good elixir profit, but I already had a push going for him. But I placed on my musketeer. I'm not gonna place on my giant actually, because because I know that he's gonna counter it with something. So I was like, okay, I'm not gonna place down my musketeer. This was a really bad split. No wait, wrong one. This was a really good split, but the archer left. I'm gonna place down my furnace to back up, to give fire spirits to my archers and giant skeleton. Fire spirits make it. My archer gets at least 2 shots off. My giant skeleton dies sadly before it takes down the tower. The bomb takes it out. So yeah, in reality, it doesn't like matter. I place down my mini P.E.K.K.A with 3 more fire spirits so we can easily take down any troop in our way. But the bomber was there, so it helped take down our mini P.E.K.K.A. So yeah, place down my musketeer for the baby dragon and the bomber. Fire spirits still keep on coming, so I let my musketeer walk up a bit. Place down my giant skeleton. Fire spirits come back us up. And here we go with the archers. The archers start hitting the witch. The fire spirits kill the skeletons. The other fire spirits dies by throwing itself to the tower. The archers and musketeer are doing damage. The musketeer takes enough health so that the giant skeleton's bomb destroys it. And no, my audio isn't delayed. It's just that it takes me a long time to explain and talk really quickly. I really gotta work on it. And it takes down the tower. Second replay, not wasting time. Let's go. So this is my starting hand. I say, okay, let's see. Let's wait until he places down something. So yeah, he places down the giant skeleton. I'm gonna use the splitting strategy with the archers, which is it's really effective if you use it with them. I placed down my archers, but it was a really bad split because I actually zapped that, and I think it wasn't in the center. So yeah, I placed down more fire spirits to make sure that it wouldn't make it to the tower, but it sadly did. I think, yep, pretty sure, yep, it did. Place on my mini P.E.K.K.A. It'll help take down the knight. Weaken the knight. The fire spirits won't do anything because they're obviously one shot. So you need to have something in front of them, unless they're like at least I think it has to be like 1 level higher of your opponent in order for them not to be one shot. So at least you're gonna chip away like 1 fire spirit of damage against the person. I placed down my giant on the right hand side since my fire spirits are automatically going there. He placed down his bomber. I know he wasted a lot of elixir. My archers and giants are gonna take down that tower. My fire spirits are making it there, so they held down They help out with taking down the musketeer, and my giant and archers make it to the other tower, and they do a lot of damage, but not enough to make me actually want to go for it. I think I'm pretty sure. Yeah, not enough to make me go for it. I then have my fire spirits ready at hand in order for me to do a push, like a serious push with it, with the fire spirits and mini P.E.K.K.A. So I let it go. I place on my musketeer. One fire spirit dies because it throws itself to, well, it kamikazes to the baby dragon. He places down his barbarian hut. I don't care if you're losing by one tower, but don't ever do that. Don't ever put your builder's hut in front. Unless, for one exception, but this is the only exception, unless they add another tower that's like this, the skeleton, the tombstone, basically. Because what the tombstone does, I place down my wizard to help clear out some of the things, some of the troops around. The tombstone, why? Because when your opponent destroys the tombstone, it spawns in skeletons. So yeah, you kind of want to lose a tombstone because it's not gonna be that helpful unless it dies. So yeah, that's the only exception. Place down my wizard to try and clean out the bomber, but it didn't. So it dies, but it still takes out the bomber. My musketeer starts taking out his other musketeer, but the match is sadly over, and I win when he... Well, it was basically an easy win, to be honest. Even though he did some pretty good damage, but, I mean, pretty good win. This got me to 1692 trophies, so I wasn't in the Builder's Workshop, so I did 2 attacks with it, which I was kind of happy, to be honest, just so I could use a substitute for the poison, the fireball. Well, not really a substitute, but something that you can use to replace the poison. So yeah. We start off. Here we go. I gotta start defensive because I don't have my mini P.E.K.K.A. at hand, so he does that push. I do this with the minions with the goblins. So it basically shuts down his whole push. My minion comes back, actually, and kills one of the minions. I place down my fire spirits with the mini P.E.K.K.A. and the minion, but he arrows it, sadly. But 2 hits, good elixir value. Could have probably taken out the tower, but no, that didn't happen. Here's a really good thing about the poison. Really, really good thing that the fireball can also do, but it's not. It's more of a slow thing to do, the poison does, which is kind of an advantage. Look, I poison the barbarians and the Valkyrie. I place on my Inferno Tower for the Valkyrie because it's tankier than any other troop. He places down a rage spell, but they're still slowed down, so they're basically going at normal speed by the poison. The poison basically weakens all the other troops that he had, helping the tower take down the barbarians, and the Valkyrie already died by the Inferno Tower, so yeah. I had that under control. Sorry, I just hit my mic. And as you see, my mini P.E.K.K.A. went there with the goblins, got one shot off, already elixir value gained. That's what I love about the mini P.E.K.K.A. But there's one thing that, like, 2 days later's video that I'm going to talk about that might make you guys sad. That at first look, well, it still makes me kind of sad, but also a bit angry about it. But let's just hope. Yeah, it's. Oh man. Okay, so here I choose to use my Valkyrie and minions. Well, my musketeer and minions. I choose to use my zap. I place down my fire spears, then my mini P.E.K.K.A. It was really delayed, but he takes only out 1 minion. I place down my poison. The poison is going to do damage. He chooses to do the musketeer and mini P.E.K.K.A. push. So I placed down my Inferno Tower. This honestly really got my heart racing. I think this was the only push that really made it. Because the Musketeer made my heart race. It's because the Musketeer didn't focus on Inferno Tower, and the Inferno Tower focused on Valkyrie. But as you can see, um, my mini P.E.K.K.A takes down that last tower. Easy win. As we can see, I really love the mini P.E.K.K.A. It's like the Musketeer, but close range, but does a lot more damage. And it doesn't get shut down that easily unless you use something else. Oh man, let's just hope. Oh my gosh, I still feel it. Like if we were in it. But let's get into it. Cracking my knuckles. Well, yeah. So let's get into it real quickly. Fire spirits in the back. Place on my my mini P.E.K.K.A. There they go. He places down the giant, which later on you'll see is the biggest challenge for me. I didn't have my Inferno Tower, but since I knew the minions were faster, I basically just placed on my Musketeer. But the Musketeer died because the Fireball pushed it in front of the tower and the minions took it out. But she took out the minions. I had my Inferno Tower ready, so I could place it down for the Valkyrie. He places down the Musketeer thinking that it could reach the Inferno Tower, but they are obviously have the same range. So it takes the Musketeer out. Places down my Fire Spirits, but I was really delayed with my mini P.E.K.K.A. And then he places down the giant again. It was such an annoyance because look at this. He places down the minions. The minions really weren't a problem because I already had my Musketeer down. So yeah, I placed on my goblins right behind her, sadly, and he fireballs the whole thing. But I had an elixir lead, but I didn't have anything to make a push. I knew that my mini P.E.K.K.A was like 2 cards away, 2 rotations away, so I was waiting until he doesn't move himself. So right here, yep, he uses the Valkyrie, and he should, yeah, he's gonna do a double lane push basically, but it's pretty weak. He uses the Valkyrie on one side, and the Musketeer should be coming out on the other side. I placed on my Fire Spirits like a fool. Oh wait, actually he didn't. Okay, so this comes later on then. But the Fire Spirit hit the Musketeer, so it became a one-shot. I had to place down my mini P.E.K.K.A, zap the minions. This is really bad because they did a lot of damage to my tower because I was a fool about it and I wasn't quick about it. So my mini P.E.K.K.A has 2 rotations down. The goblins, I place on my goblins with my Musketeer, but he shuts it down with a Valkyrie. I place on my Inferno Tower for the Valkyrie and the Musketeer, but he doesn't leave the Musketeer alone, so I place my mini P.E.K.K.A while my Fire Spirits take down the minion horde. And this is where I'm like, okay, I zapped it, oh wait, yeah, I zapped it. So here's the thing. I had my mini P.E.K.K.A back because I used my Fireball. He doesn't have his giant. I know that he doesn't have his giant in his hand because he recently used it. I know he could have obviously rotated it. But here's the thing. I used my zap way too late. But he used this minion horde, so he can't use it on my Inferno Tower, so that won't be a problem. Especially since I used my Fire Spirits. I placed on my Musketeer, then my Inferno Tower. Both on opposite lanes, so he had to, both on opposite side of the tower, so he had to choose between my Musketeer or my Inferno Tower to attack. I placed on my Goblins and my Fire Spirits, zapped the minion horde, and here we go. The Goblins and the mini P.E.K.K.A made it to the tower. The Fire Spirits and the Musketeer took down the minion horde, and he chose to place it down, but it got aggro to the Musketeer, giving it an easy win. And now we're in Builder's Workshop. So I'm basically going to wrap up this video because it's like already 20 minutes, as you can see on the bottom. But here's one thing that I want to say. As I wrap up this video, please comment down below what you guys want me to do for next videos, like what card you guys want me to do. But then again, I have 0 legendaries. If I do get a legendary, there's a high chance that I won't be able to use it. Well, that I won't be able to record it, so you guys won't get my first reaction. You guys can tell me to use any of these cards. Please comment down below which cards you want me to use. The Golem, the Elixir Collector, and the Mortar. I really don't use the Mortar because I kind of see it as the Expo, but it's not as powerful. So yeah, I just comment down below what you guys want to do and say. But also, I forgot to say this. This deck right here, the third slot deck, the mini P.E.K.K.A one. If you're going up against people, like I already went up against 4 people using this deck, the Giant and Sparky. Okay, so they're obviously gonna have the Giant in front of the Sparky. Place on your Inferno Tower. The Sparky's obviously gonna be charged up by the time that it makes it there. It's gonna take care of the Giant. Just place down poison, or if you don't have the poison in your hand, just hear me out. Place it on the poison to weaken the Sparky. The Giant will also be weakened and slow, so it won't get to the Inferno Tower as fast. Especially since the poison will also help take care of any other troop that's beside the Sparky and Giant. So they wasted a lot of elixir on that push, and when you shut it down, they have basically 0 elixir. But here's the thing: the Sparky will obviously be fully charged up. But you can use a zap to reset it if you don't have your poison, because of the poison. The Inferno Tower already took down the Giant. It'll take down the Sparky before it recharges fully, and any other troop. If you don't have the poison in your hand, just place down the Inferno Tower, basically the whole same thing again. Zap the Sparky. This is a bit of a less effective way, but place down your goblins. It'll take out the Sparky or the troop that's beside or closest to the goblins of the Sparkies. So yeah, that's another way, and the Inferno Tower will take care of the other troop or the Sparky. So yeah, that's how you can do it. I went up against somebody with a Goblin Barrel. Don't worry about the Goblin Barrel. If you have a Fire Spirit, great. If you just want to use the Goblins for the Sparky Zap, great. Like, as long as you learn how to use your deck, I'm just suggesting these decks. Now this video is getting really long and I'm going to have to edit it, especially since I messed up my intro. So, I would appreciate a like rating down below. Like, down below that, grayed out thumbs up button, that magical thing. It does an interesting sound, actually. And it motivates me to make more videos. And I really like the support. Subscribe in order to become a part of the Dolphin Squad, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace. Fans away. By the way, when I do like peace or fans away, I usually have the peace sign with my right hand up against my forehead, and then I throw it forward. I throw my hand forward with the peace. So yeah, just in case you guys wanted to know what I do when I don't move the screen around. So, yeah. See ya.